You know that exact moment in a World Cup knockout match where, like, time just completely suspends?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, the ball is floating into the penalty box, the crowd inhales, and the next touch decides literally everything. It's that razor-thin line between elimination and immortality.
Yeah, the tension is just unreal.
Right. So today we're doing a deep dive into excerpts from World Cup 2026, Champions Rise and Legends Strike. Our mission is to analyze how different teams actually engineer survival in that ultimate pressure cooker of Matchday 20. Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, looking at the Norway and Ivory Coast match, it's just this perfect case study in cognitive fatigue. I mean, Ivory Coast played brilliantly.
They really did.
Yeah, matching Norway blow for blow. Antonio Nusa had that amazing curling finish early on for Norway.
Yeah, but then Amad Diallo got that brilliant equalizer for Ivory Coast. It was looking tight.
Exactly. But then right in the 86th minute, the mental strain just snapped.
And, that is exactly where Erling Haaland found his 5th goal of the tournament. But it wasn't just a lucky break, was it? No, not at all.
He essentially weaponized the defender's exhaustion.
What's fascinating here is his spatial awareness. He doesn't just run. He kind of drifts into the blind spot of a center back whose situational awareness is just lagging after 85 minutes of high-intensity tracking.
Right. He exploits a microfracture in the defensive line. It's like he's a literal cheat code in a video game. But I have to push back here, though.
Okay, sure.
We're watching one guy bail out an entire squad. Can a single superstar actually carry a team all the way to a modern World Cup trophy? Like, we saw Maradona do it in '86, but the game is entirely different now.
Yeah, I mean, that is the ultimate debate. Historically, modern zonal pressing systems usually suffocate one-man shows.
Yeah.
A single player can't really outrun a synchronized defensive block.
Right.
But Haaland's unique biomechanics and efficiency kind of challenged that role. I mean, this was his 13th consecutive competitive strike for Norway.
Wait, really? Yeah, it's staggering. And we're about to get our answer on whether he can go the distance, because surviving Ivory Coast means Norway faces Brazil next. And surprisingly, in 4 previous meetings, Norway has actually never lost to Brazil.
Wow. So if Norway is betting the house on one generational talent defying a system, France is taking the exact opposite approach against Sweden. I mean, they are the system.
Oh, 100%. The Blues didn't just beat Sweden, they systematically dismantled them.
Yeah.
And it comes down to how their attacking components interact. It's a masterclass in collective dominance.
It's like a perfectly tuned engine or a hydraulic press.
Yeah.
You have Ousmane and Dembele stretching the back line to create these tiny structural weaknesses.
Right.
And then Kylian Mbappe acts as the high-pressure fluid that just bursts right through those cracks.
Yeah.
I mean, he scored twice to tie Lionel Messi for the Golden Boot.
Yeah, and throw in Bradley Barcola's sensational start and his goal, plus Michael Elise creating chances, and pressure is just coming from every single angle.
It's insane depth.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, facing an attack that multifaceted means the opponent has zero margin for error. A single lapse in concentration against France is fatal.
And up next, they face Paraguay, who just pulled off that massive upset against Germany.
Exactly, which begs the question of whether systemic dominance can be disrupted by sheer chaos and unpredictability. Will it take a miracle to stop Le Bleu?
Well, speaking of chaos disrupting a system, we have to talk about the psychological force multiplier of home advantage.
Sure.
Because Mexico's victory over Ecuador at the Azteca Stadium wasn't just tactical.
No, it was visceral.
Yeah.
It was an incredible display of aggressive, suffocating, high pressing. The co-hosts just didn't let Ecuador breathe.
They engineered, 4 high-danger chances in the first 10 minutes?
Yeah, by physically overwhelming Ecuador's midfield pivots, they were feeding off the energy of the crowd to sustain a pace that is usually impossible.
And it translated into knockout blows so fast, Julian Quinones hits that thunderous long-range strike in the 22nd minute.
And then Raul Jimenez hits a top corner finish just 9 minutes later. I mean, they capitalized on that early panic before Ecuador could even process the tactical shift.
Which is huge. This gives Mexico their first World Cup knockout win since they hosted 40 years ago. Setting up a blockbuster with England, it felt like the crowd was literally pulling the ball into the net.
This raises an important question, though. How sustainable is emotional momentum?
Good point.
That frantic high-press energy works brilliantly in short bursts, but can it carry a team through a grueling 90 or 120 minutes against a heavyweight? Because, like you said, England is waiting for them next.
Which brings us to why you should care about how these 3 matches unfolded. Matchday 20 just handed us a blueprint on surviving high-stakes environments.
Yeah.
You can rely on singular genius, you can build a flawless system, or you can harness pure emotional momentum. So what does this all mean?
It means we're watching a real-time collision of survival philosophies. As the tournament progresses, the margin for error shrinks to zero, and these distinct methods are going to be tested to their absolute limits.
Which leaves you with one final thought. Think back to that ball hanging in the air, that split second where everything is on the line.
Yeah.
When the pressure truly peaks, which of these forces, the isolated brilliance of a generational striker, the crushing weight of a systemic favorite, or an entire nation riding 40 years of emotion, is actually the hardest to overcome?